Welcome back to the Perks Recap Podcast. It has been a while, but we're getting back to some baseball. Those who don't know, listen to the football podcasts and my music reaction and stuff. We do baseball content on here as well. We just haven't done any in a while, since October. I wanted to touch base with Al and Jordan, the unicorn, and just see where they are with the off season so far, what's happened so far, what's still going to happen, and also go over some of the awards that were handed out that we never got to at the end of the regular season. So, guys, how are you?
Good, man. Good to be back talking baseball.
Yeah, no, I'm doing good. Like Al said, good to be back on the pod talking some baseball.
All right, yes. Let's go over some of these awards. We don't have to spend a ton of time on them, but we did we had them all handed out, and figure we should discuss a little bit. Stephen Vogt and Pat Murphy win the Managers of the Year, and I have no problem with either one of those getting the Managers of the Year, because especially Cleveland coming back and winning the division when they were down by so much early.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, and also, I think I sent this to text you guys, but it's the first time in baseball history where both Manager of the Years were back-to-back winners. So that's very interesting.
Wow. Oh, yeah, that is cool.
So, yeah, but my take on it is, Stephen Vogt, I mean, he did so much, Al, like you said, with Cleveland being way behind the Tigers. And, Pat Murphy, just a respectable old school guy, which,
Yeah,
you love to
97
see.
wins with that team that's actually been losing some players.
Yeah, exactly. But, from what I've heard is they respect him, and he's definitely old school because he holds player bulls accountable, which is you don't see anymore.
Yep.
Yeah, I thought he did a heck of a job this year because it looked like they were fading halfway through the season, just right on out of everything, and he brought them back, helped bring them back. So, yeah, I have no problem with either one. I think they both earned it, and pretty cool. I didn't know that, Jordan, that this was they were both back to back. That's really cool.
Big second halves for both of them.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, on to Rookie of the Year. We have Nick Kurtz in the American League, him and his 36 home runs, and Drake Baldwin in the National League. Baldwin was more of a surprise to me than Kurtz. Kurtz had the numbers. He had an over 1,000 OPS, 290, a 5.4 WAR, and 36 homers, as I said. Baldwin was at 274, 19 homers, in an 810 OPS and a 3.3 WAR. Is there anybody else you think should have gotten over Baldwin, or were you guys happy with Baldwin?
Go ahead, you take it first, Jordan.
I thought Cade Horton from the Cubs should have gotten it. Been really good. I know he had his ups and downs, but once they lost, oh my God, I'm blanking on his name, Justin Steele. He's really kind of been in that, kind of took like not a lead role, but
Like a solid number two.
Yeah, especially with the Imagama, or how do you pronounce his name? Just had a bad year. So, Cade Horton, I honestly thought was going to win the MVP or the Rookie of the Year. Sorry.
Yeah. I was a little surprised at Baldwin as well. He doesn't have overwhelming numbers. There's nothing that really jumps off the page at you. How many steals did he have? Because for some reason I did not write down if he had any steals.
Let's see. I don't. Oh shoot! Of course, it doesn't give it to me right where at the first stat line. I'll find it in a sec here. Baseball Reference always comes through 0. He's a catcher.
Okay, so I was just thinking maybe there was something with the steals.
Something extra.
Yeah, 3.3 WAR, 274 to an 810 OPS is not crazy. It's good. It's solid. But I would think that the rookie of the year one might be a little more, along the Nick Kurtz kind of a line with 36, something that really jumps at you, over 1,000 OPS, something like that. But there is none of that for Baldwin. So I guess what it comes down to is there just wasn't anybody else to give it to.
Yeah, Horton would have been the other guy for me if you wanted to go pitcher. I guess the case there was that he didn't play a full season. He only pitched 118 innings, but those are really good innings. You could go either way for me. I'm not angry about it either way. So I understand Jordan's case, and I wouldn't if we were talking about him being the rookie of the year right now, I would be totally cool with it.
Yep.
But I'm also fine with Drake Baldwin because there was no Nick Kurtz in the NL. Right. Who, by the way,
yep,
Nick Kurtz is from my hometown, Lancaster, Pennsylvania. And if anybody knows anything about Lancaster, Pennsylvania, it's usually that's where there's a bunch of Amish.
Yes.
And his nickname is the Big Amish.
Is he Amish? He's not Amish.
No. There's like 0.01% of this entire county is Amish, but it's also the biggest concentration of Amish in the country. There's just not a lot of Amish. So, so the odds of somebody actually being Amish from this town and going and doing anything in MLB or in Hollywood or something is insanely low because you have maybe a couple thousand Amish and then like 1% of those leave. You know what I mean? The rest just stay in the community. So yeah, but you come from Lancaster. Like I went to college in Massachusetts. I had 100 people ask me if I was Amish.
Right, because people just assume.
Yeah, it's funny, man. It's a local kind of fun little thing, and we all live amongst the Amish, and it's all good. You know what I mean? But it just cracked me up that Kurtz came from this town and now is known as the Big Amish. I love it. And if that's a rookie of the year season right there. I mean, he was a monster.
And we all know you love the nicknames.
I sure do.
Okay. The Cy Young, I think we can talk the least about this because this was obvious, and this is two guys that are going to be right up there again this coming year and should be for a while. Jordan, do you have anything to add with these guys, Skubal and Skeens? Both of them just absolutely awesome.
Yeah, I mean, like you said, both of them are really awesome, and it's just the one thing about Skeens is it's only now entering his third year, but it just now feels like he's because he's accomplished so much last year, winning the Rookie of the Year, this year the Cy Young. It feels like he's been pitching for like 5-6 years.
Yeah.
And he's been pitching for 2.
Yep. There's nothing to complain about either one of these guys. 7.7 WAR for Skeens. That's really high. That's the same WAR as Ohtani. We're going to talk about
a massive number for a pitcher.
Yep, and Skubal's is 6.5. Yeah, I mean, Skeens, other than being on Pittsburgh and having a 10-10 record, which is ridiculous. Other than that, what are you going to, I mean, under 2 ERA, under 1 whip, 216 Ks, 187 innings. I mean, my God, the two best pitchers, and it's not really close, I don't think.
Oh, I agree. Yeah, these are the clear 1 and 1A. I mean, they're just unbelievable generational guys here. I mean, this is going to be legendary stuff down the road. I mean, and we're seeing it happen right in front of us. It's cool. These guys are monsters. And I mean, the Tigers have gotten decent all of a sudden, but they weren't when Tariq came up. And Skeens is doing it for the Pirates, for crying out loud. So this is awesome to see.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see how long these guys are on these teams because I think it's a foregone conclusion that neither one of them will be on the Tigers and the Pirates in the next couple of years.
Yeah. This is the weird and interesting thing about MLB is because of the way they do free agency, they're guaranteed to be there for at least 5 years total.
Yeah, and then they'll move on because I mean it's like the Mets fans are thinking it's a foregone conclusion that they're going to get Skubal. They're just going to outbid everybody when he becomes a free agent and become a free agent and just buy him.
They're going to have to change their owner's attitude about pitching if they're going to do that.
Well, it's the GM's attitude, and everybody thinks.
Oh, that's right. I always forget that. Yeah.
Yeah, everybody thinks that he's just going to overrule him, just like he did with Soto. You can't give the Mets GM any credit for Soto because that was all the owner, and he might just do the same thing.
Right on. By the way, anybody want to take a guess at the number one WAR of all time, single season WAR for a pitcher? And if either of you get this, I'll drive to Connecticut and hand you a gift.
American League.
All time, any league.
Oh, all time any league.
Yep.
Bob Gibson.
Great guess. Incorrect. Jordan.
Well, I'm trying to think because there's so many great pitchers.
Yeah, man.
Oh, it's probably like
Pedro?
Walter Johnson or something.
Another great guess. No, but you're in the right ballpark now.
Cy Young?
Right. Another great guess. No.
Christy Masterson.
Nope.
Damn it.
Awesome guesses.
Babe Ruth.
Oh, that's a good one too. No. Walter Johnson, by the way, has the 7th best single season, and Cy Young is tied for the 14th best single season.
Satchel
Paige? No. Wonderful guess. No. Let me give you a hint because it's so hard. It was pre-1900.
Oh, geez. I'm never going to get it.
That's right. That's why I felt safe about the gift offer.
All right, you might
Jordan,
Jordan, go ahead and guess if you want to. If not, I'll just go ahead.
Any more guesses, Jordan?
No, I don't got, I guess.
You'll remember the name, though, I think, because it's come up in our all-timers conversations. Pud Galvin.
Oh, I remember that. Yeah, I do remember his name. What's the number?
Hoss Radburn is number 3 all-time.
What's the number?
20.5.
What?
Now, keep in mind, back then they were throwing. He threw 636.1 innings that year.
Well, yeah, because they were throwing complete games every third day.
That's right. The only guy in the top 15 that threw less than 400 innings in a season is Walter Johnson twice.
Yeah. Wow.
I love it. Pud Galvin.
Yeah, I would have never gotten that.
No. No, me either, if you had asked me.
I know not everybody loves the World Baseball Classic, but I do. I actually get into it quite a bit because I love the how much the Latin American countries get into it and turn it into almost like a soccer atmosphere.
Yeah, that is cool.
Yeah, I do love it. And I'm very excited because it looks like the United States is taking it seriously for once because Skubal is going and Skeens. Both of them are going to be on the U.S. team.
That's incredible.
And Aaron Judge for the first time.
I can't believe it, man.
So they're going to be a force to be reckoned with because their pitcher staff is going to be dumb, just completely ridiculous. Because it's not just Skeens and Skubal. I don't have the rosters. If anybody wants to pull it up, go right ahead. But it's not just those two. The pitcher staff is insane. I mean, of course, the Japanese win it every year. They probably still will because Ohtani's going to play. They all play. They all want to play, and they all want to play for the Japanese team. And usually, the U.S. they don't. People don't want to play, or they for whatever reason they just don't play. Like I said, Judge is going for the first time. He's been in the league for 10 years. This is the third time it's happened since he's been there, and he's just now going.
Yeah, the roster's pretty sick, dude. Like, it is outrageous. Like, Bryce Harper and Kyle Schwarber are both playing.
Yep.
Big Dumper is playing.
Yep.
Gunnar Henderson, Bobby Witt, Bryce Terang, Corbin Carroll, Pete Crow Armstrong, Will Smith. The pitching staff is Mason freaking Miller in the bullpen. Oh, my goodness. So the two you mentioned, plus Joe Ryan, Nolan McLean, Clay Holmes, David Bednar, and Logan Webb.
Nolan McLean. I love that.
Yeah, isn't that great?
And then
They're going to be tough.
And Aaron Judge is the captain.
Yeah, Judge is the captain. Yep.
And they
That
got
makes sense. I just didn't know that. I didn't hear that they announced it, or never even thought about there being a captain. That's cool.
yeah, and then they got a great coaching staff too.
Oh,
What is
DeRozan,
the
right?
coaching staff? That I haven't seen.
It's DeRozan still, right?
Yeah, Mark DeRosa is the manager, which I don't understand why he's not a manager of a major league team.
Yep.
Andy Pettit's the pitching coach.
Awesome.
Matt Holliday's the hitting coach.
Awesome.
Beautiful.
George Lombard is the first base coach.
But to be honest, Matt Holliday could probably still play. Be like the DH.
Yeah, nice.
Probably. George Lombard is the first base coach.
Yep.
Dino Ebel? I don't know who that is.
I don't know old Dino Ebel.
Yeah, he's the third base coach. David Ross is the bullpen coach.
Oh, that's so good.
Wow.
And then he has 3 assistant managers, which is Freddie Gonzalez, Michael Young, and Brian McKeon.
Yeah, that's a good staff.
Nice.
That's a good staff.
Oh, and just so we don't shortchange the guy we didn't know, it's got to be Dino Ebel because he looks very Italian, and he's the third base coach for the Dodgers.
Okay.
Okay, yeah, that might be him.
All right. Yeah. I just, I for whatever reason, I always like the World Baseball Classic. People like to crap on it. I think it's great, and the injury factor doesn't bother me at all. The numbers, they were talking about it actually yesterday on the Fang because Rob Manfred was on with Craig Carton, and they were talking about all kinds of stuff with baseball, which maybe we can get into a little bit. But he talked about the WBC and talked about the fact that the injuries are not compared to the regular spring training injuries; they're about the same. Like a year with the World Baseball Classic and a year without, it's like maybe 2 or 3 more, and that's it.
That's interesting. I mean, I understand the discussion. I totally get both sides of it, but it's a fun. Listen, when it first started, I was like, who cares?
Right.
But it's gotten more interesting over the years, and then U.S. puts together a roster like this, and now it's piqued my interest for sure. So
yeah, and like I said, the Latin American countries make it so much fun. I mean, they're like waving flags and fireworks, and they've got the flare burning in the stands like in a soccer game, and the players are really, really into it. I even heard one Latin American player say, like, I forgot who it was. He wasn't a major star or anything, but he was saying how he wanted to win that more than the World Series.
Oh, I love it.
So they are big time into it. We never have been. In Japan, obviously, is major into it because they send everybody. I think it might even be mandatory. Like, if you're asked, you go. That's all there is to it. Like, they always send all their biggest guys.
Man, that's great. Yeah, no, it's interesting. It definitely is. I've never been a huge watcher of it, honestly, but I'm going to watch it this year.
Yeah, I'm going to try to at least watch the USA games.
Yeah.
At the very least. But anyway, I just want to mention that because I do like it. The last award is the MVP, Judge and Ohtani. Is that also back-to-back? No, Judge didn't win it the year before, right?
Right.
Right. Okay. But even with Ohtani pitching, Judge has a full 2-point higher WAR, 9.7 to 7.7 for Ohtani. Yeah, there's nothing really to say. These are not surprises at all. I know people were, clamoring for Cal Raleigh, but shut that shit down. That was stupid to even mention.
No, it was back to back.
For Judge?
It was back to back.
Yeah, Judge won in 20. Ohtani and Judge won last year. You're thinking of 2023. That's the year Judge did not win because Ohtani was still with the Angels.
That's right. He beat up Bobby Witt Jr. Yeah, by a lot.
Right. Okay, that's right. Yeah. 9.7 OPS or WAR, highest in baseball. Obviously, OPS highest in baseball, runs scored highest in baseball, led the league in batting average as well. You can go on, and then you got Ohtani pitching to a 2.87 ERA and a 1.04 WHIP. He didn't have a ton of innings. He only pitched 47 innings, but he's getting back on that. And if he can get a full year pitching with what he does at the plate, not suffering or having much of a setback there, he will be the clear, MVP. Probably again, he might get it 3 years in a row. Who knows? But anyway, regardless, I don't have a ton to add for the MVP because I wasn't surprised at either one.
Yeah, I mean, everything I had to say about this, I said in the last time we did the pod. You know what I mean? Like it was, that Jordan and I both disagree with you that the Cal Riley conversation is much more worth having.
Right.
And the voters agreed with us too, because Judge only won by 4 first place votes, so it was very close vote. But I have zero issue with it at all that Judge won. And same with Ohtani, even though I was certainly rooting for my man Schwarber. But, Schwarber doesn't, neither of them play a position, but Schwarber didn't pitch 40 innings at a low ERA in the 2s. So I get it.
Yeah. All right. Well, that's the awards. Oh, Jordan, do you have anything to add for the awards?
No, I think the people who won, it was respectable. Like I said, I do agree with Al. I consider the AL MVP going either way. I've been happy.
Yeah.
I guess my other thing is if, in my opinion, just because I think he was great when he came up, Rookie of the Year, I think if Roman Anthony played and didn't get hurt, he might actually have been a favorite to win.
Now, will he qualify this year since he didn't play that much?
No, because he was a finalist this year.
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay.
The one who would actually qualify, and I actually could see winning is the Yasevich from Toronto.
Oh, he doesn't qualify?
No, so he'll qualify for 2026
No,
because
he didn't qualify in 2025.
No, he only played I want to say he played 4 or 8 games, something like that. He played a very small amount. So,
what's tough is with all the Japanese players coming over this year, and there's a lot, they can definitely take these Rookie of the Year awards because these are veterans.
But also I think, I want to say 2 out of the Japanese stars are also young. I think the pitcher Imai is 25, 26, something like that.
Yeah.
So I'm most of these guys, I think one of the hitters is 24 or something like that. So they're technically young. So I wouldn't be opposed.
Right. I'm just saying they've got a leg up, I think.
Yeah. But also if they're 35 and Green qualify Rookie of the Year, I'm okay, that's
right.
That's kind of ridiculous,
I thought the guy who plays first and third, I thought he was 29 or something.
Maybe something like that.
That guy. Yes, you're right. That one guy is 29. Yes.
Yeah. So if he wins it, it'd kind of be I'm not a huge fan of that, but it is what it is. It's not a big deal. Okay. We're going to talk about the free agency period here. And I want to start it off by saying I absolutely hate this. And I hate it more and more every year and more every day. This is the dumbest thing that baseball does, and they've got to figure something out. Manfred mentioned it yesterday. He actually proposed a deadline date, and the players voted it down. They would not agree to it. He was going to do December 1st to December 24th. And that's it. That's the only time you can sign somebody. And the players wouldn't agree to it. That would have been awesome.
I would have been all for that. Yeah.
Yeah. And football, free agency starts and literally the whole thing is done in 2 days.
Yeah.
It's a mad rush of everything happening all at once, and it's so cool. You just one thing after another, all day long, and then the next day a little bit more, and then it's basically over. And it's so cool. Baseball's just drags and drags and drags, and one thing happens, and then you got another week and a half of nothing happening. Then one thing happens, another week and a half. It sucks. I hate it so much. And every year, all the best players wait until at least Christmas or later, and we're getting to that point now where Tucker and Bellinger are still both out there, and we're into January now, and there's no sign of anything happening.
Yeah, I mean, it is what it is. You know what I mean? I understand you not liking it. I'm kind of in between probably you and Jordan on this. And, I mean, I just accept it for what it is until it changes. But it does suck relative to other sports.
Yeah, that's the thing is, if it wasn't for the other sports doing it the other way, maybe I wouldn't have that opinion. But I'm not a big NBA fan, but I know when their trade deadline happens, all kinds of activity again, or not trade deadline, their free agency period.
Yeah.
Very early, very quick, free agent signings, and it's all in the big names too, like the NFL one. Free agency goes on and on and on, but all the big names, all the ones you want to really know, all happen within like a day or two.
It's the exact opposite of baseball. It's the like probably like 75% of the big names sign on day 1 or 2 or 3, and then the rest slowly trickle in over the next month or so. And in baseball, it's just a slow trickle the whole time.
Yep.
So I get where you're coming from for sure.
I mean, isn't that a fun day though? I know when the NFL has the free agency and that first day happens, like I'm like constantly checking my phone, and it never disappoints because it's nonstop.
Yeah, no, it's awesome. It is. I mean, I guess I'm not a fan of the way it is either, but if you want to make a case for it, it's kind of funny. I just thought of this. It is the grand old slow sport. So why not make it a grand old slow free agency?
Well, I guess, but at the same time, you don't have to. Like, there's got to, if that deadline had happened, that would have been great.
Yeah, no, I'm with you.
And then another thing too, you could sign guys on Christmas Eve, like you can do the whole Christmas present for the fans.
Oh, that's funny. Yeah.
You can market it. It would just, everything about it would help. And that's what Manfred was saying is like, he tried to approach it with, everything about it they would own 3 weeks in December of the off season when the NBA is just really starting and NFL playoffs hasn't started yet. And it could be like their piece of the off season that they just own rather than this, which they don't own anything of the off season because you never know when anything's going to happen. And chances are nothing's going to happen.
Yeah. No, it's a fair point.
Now, I know, Jordan, you have the opposite opinion, so go right ahead.
Yeah, no, it's just, I don't know, I like how it is. I mean, does some of it hold it up? Yeah, but like even now, you have guys like, Kyle Tucker and Bellinger who are asking for like this much. And so like, I can understand why those guys are taking long. But you also had some really big names that signed early on, and some of them were shocking and stuff. It's just, I don't know. I feel like if you did like this whole period, with like, the month of December, I don't know if it worked because then I don't think, a guy like Bellinger will. I think honestly it would just be like 1-year deals just to be like, okay, it's done. Here we are. And then all these guys are back at it again.
Yeah, but why would they only sign 1-year deals?
Well, because, I don't know. Like, I think the reason, like for me, I like it is because then, for example, like Al, I'll use your Phillies. Like if they wanted, I don't know, let's say like they wanted, for example, they talked to Harper and Harper's like, oh, hey, I'll go back to the outfield. and been like, okay, well, here's Pete Alonso. Oh, well, Alonso doesn't want this much. Let's look at our other options. Like, I think it's more about that. It's just yeah, is it time consuming? Yes, but you also have being like,
Well,
okay, what can we offer this dude? Compare like, okay, we only got 3 weeks.
I think if you only had 3
If you
weeks,
want
it
to
makes
wrap it
him.
fast, it's not gonna, like, if it happened this year, I don't think Kyle Schwarber was gonna get a 5-year deal. I
Well,
don't
the thing
think
is, the 3 weeks is plenty of time, though. Even 4 weeks, plenty of time. Let's not forget, Aaron Judge was going to San Francisco, and it took one phone call from Hal to bring him back in like an hour.
he was never going to San Francisco. He admitted that too.
Well,
He was
or
never
he
going
was
to San
going. Well,
Francisco.
either way, when they signed him, when Hal talked to him once for like an hour and signed him.
Yeah, because he wanted to be. I think that's different. Compared because compared to
I
like,
know it doesn't take 3 weeks, is what I'm saying. If these guys, I
no,
think
but
there's a lot of time where
you're,
they call them, they try to negotiate, and then it's like 3 more days, then they call back again. No, stay on the phone until it's done that
yeah,
day.
but there's a difference because Judge never wanted to leave. It's
Okay, anybody.
kind
Then. I'll just say anybody then.
yeah,
It
well,
doesn't take
then
that long.
not everybody wants to stay. It's like Bryce
No,
Harper didn't
but
want to stay
like
with
right now, Bellinger should
Washington.
the Mets should like I think there's a lot of complacency. I think that these teams call them, they get it like a gauge on them first, and they take another couple days, and then they talk to them for the first time, and then it's another couple days, and it's just lackadaisical because they've got all this time and they know it. If they had 3 weeks, it wouldn't be every couple days; it'd be every single day until they either decide that they can get them or decide that they can't and move on. It wouldn't take this long. It would not take long at all. The only reason why it does is because of the agents that want to extend it out and make a bidding war, and because of all the time they have and they know it. And I think if you gave them a hard deadline, it would make them move their ass and work a lot harder and a lot faster, and it would be better for the fans all around. That's my case.
That's well said, counselor. No, I think you make a lot of good points, Greg. You really do.
But I can appreciate what Jordan's saying, though. I'm not vehemently going against what you're saying, Jordan. I just feel differently about it in terms of the time frame doesn't need to be this long. There's plenty of examples of guys signing in the middle of the night, the first time a team, how many times do you hear like guys are like talking to this team, and then suddenly a third team jumps in and gets them and you didn't even know they were talking to them. And it was literally one day and they signed him.
Right. Right.
Happens a lot. You don't need 3, 4, 5, 6 weeks, 2 months. A lot of times these deals get done in one day.
Yeah, it's a fun debate. I mean, it's legit on both sides, and I would appreciate it if it was a little shorter for sure because I love the action of it. But I get the I don't know how it evolved to where they just take so damn long.
That's another thing.
But
Yeah, it didn't seem to be like this, like 15, 20 years ago.
I thought so too, man. And I don't know if that's a Mandela effect thing or if it's the case, but that's how I remember it too, Craig. I have to look into that one of these days and see if that's actually right, but I think it is. But yeah, it's I don't know. It's interesting. I'm glad you brought up that thing about Manfred making that proposal because I had missed that, and that's interesting. And of course, if one side wants something, the other just pisses all over it because they're a bunch of they just have to negotiate everything into the ground.
I heard another thing which will be very disturbing. Apparently, the Players Association is so against the salary cap that they're willing to destroy the league and not have an MLB anymore over it. Like literally dismantle the league and have to rebuild another baseball league from scratch with a different name and different cities and different teams and like literally destroy baseball over it.
Yeah, and that's, one of these days in one of these leagues, it might happen. But there's so much money on the line, it would be very hard to imagine that would actually happen. And it sounds to me just like really bombastic rhetoric that comes with these negotiations.
I agree. But just to even put that in the ethos is weird.
I agree with that 100%. It is very weird.
Jordan, did you see this interview that he gave yesterday?
I mean, I saw clips of it, but I didn't hear that the league that if
No.
against
That was different. That was different. That wasn't from the Manfred interview.
no, I'm talking about like the salary cap thing. Like I heard the only way he would rechange the league is if he has two more teams.
Well, that's going to be a realignment. Yeah, they want it. He said ideally we'd add two more teams and have 8 divisions, 4 teams each, and have a more structured playoff. That's like how football used to be, with the two buys and the other 6 teams playing, all that stuff.
Yeah, I mean, but no, I didn't hear. Yeah, but the salary cap thing. I just heard that it's basically what's going to be. It's do you like the salary cap? Yes or no? And if they don't, they won't do it, and it changes nothing.
Right. Well, that's the thing is, that's why we're going to have the lockout, is because the owners
Yeah,
and
but
players
but
are
people
completely
are going.
opposite. One's saying we're not going to negotiate unless we start with a salary cap, the owners, and the players are saying if we want to talk about a salary cap, there's nothing to talk about. We're not even going to negotiate either. And they both
Yeah,
want it on both sides that way.
but then you have the people, and this is what I say. You have the people who want to be writers who aren't, saying that there's not going to be anything. But then the guys who are writers who've been here for years and years, that they are kind of pushing it aside, and it's like it's gonna last a month or so. Like they're not worried about it. I heard some owners are not really worried about it, and neither are the players. So, I mean, whoever's saying that we're gonna miss a whole year, I think it's full of what, because I think they just want to write about something like that. I trust the guys who've been here compared to the guys who don't know what the hell they're talking about.
Right.
So
Well, I hope you're right. I'm very concerned.
if you tell me you're gonna talk to out, like, again, some guy down the street compared to like John Heyman and JP Morosi, who are like, we have nothing to worry about. I think I'm gonna trust John Heyman and JP Morosi over some dude who's just like, you know what? I just started and let me write this whole
I don't know.
story
It's not
just
like
to
he
get
doesn't have
people.
validity. I mean, everybody still says there's going to be a lockout.
Yeah,
So
but it's not
that's
gonna
not
be
really up for
long.
debate. Okay.
From what I've heard is the one thing they might miss, which again, yeah, might suck, is that you maybe might miss the whole month of December, which, to me will suck, like, as a baseball fan, because then you won't get the winter meetings. Okay. So, but it's not going to be up until June or July, like everyone is speculating. Like, no, it's going to be like the last time they had a lockout. Went to the January, we got the moves going. Hey, we have a whole year of baseball. Like, I think that's what it's going to be.
Yeah. Manfred also said that his goal is to make sure there's 162 in 2027.
Yeah. So I mean, if he's saying it, and you have these writers and owners,
Goal, but he didn't say he'd be able to attain it, because they asked him what the chances are of that actually happening, and he said all he said was we'll see.
yeah, because you're not gonna know. They'll probably negotiate all year round,
Well, that's what I'm
and
hoping to be, but it always seems like when everybody knows there's like a lockout looming or the CBA is up, they don't start negotiating until it's already up, till the season's over and it already starts. Like they're already in a lockout before they even start negotiating. It's crazy.
Yeah, but I don't think it's gonna be nothing to worry about.
I
I
hope
don't
you're
think
right.
so.
What do you think, Al?
Yeah, it's this one feels a little rough, but they all do. There's always histrionics, and then it tends to get done. And we've had 2 strikes since 1980, right?
Yep.
Is that right?
Yep.
So, and how many other negotiations? These contracts are 5 years every time or something. So, most of the time it gets done, but this one does feel a little tricky. So I don't know. If I had to bet, I'd say, we probably have at least 150 games, but this one feels like something might go into the season a little bit. I'm not sure, man.
I'm the
There's a
pessimist
lot of stuff
of
going on
us.
this one.
I'm the pessimist of us. I don't think we'll even get 100 games.
Right on, right on. And
I
it's possible. I mean,
I
it's
think
happened before.
I think we could. I think it's possible to miss the entire season, but if not, we're maybe June or July, something like that. Because I've been hearing about the salary cap issue since '94. And every time it comes up and every time they figure it out, luxury tax, different words for it, this and that. But I knew at some point there's going to be a line in the sand from the owners saying, we are not doing this anymore without a salary cap. And the players are saying, we're not doing it unless there is no salary cap. And it's going to be a big problem. And this is that year. Apparently they are hardline that they are not doing this without a salary cap. And we all know the players are very much against it. And how it would work in terms of like grandfathering and other contracts, like how are you going to have a hard salary cap and, the Dodgers are $150 million over it, I don't know how that would work. So there would be a lot of problems with that as well. Yeah, I don't know. I hope I'm wrong, Jordan. I hope you are absolutely right. I just got a bad feeling. That's another reason why I'm really into the World Baseball Classic, because I think it's going to be the only baseball we get for a while.
I love it. Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see, man. Yep. Yeah. Yeah. There's the rhetoric's flying, and one thing I've learned over the years with all these things is you just can't listen to 98% of what's coming out during this stuff because it is just insane, over the top, super threatening stuff that rarely happens. But we'll see. It's going to be fascinating because at some point, you're right, Craig. This free agent, this cap thing is going to come to a head, and it very well could be this time around.
Right, and when it does, what happens?
Well, they probably just get a deal done like they have almost every other time in the history of baseball. But it's possible that it drags on.
Yeah, I hope not. I hope Jordan's right. I hope I'm very, very wrong.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting because it is definitely a reasonable conversation to be having because this one feels even
Feels different, right? Feels different from the last
it
year.
does feel a little different, yeah.
All right, Jordan. I hope you're right. But anyway, let's rip through some of these headlines in terms of the bigger moves that have happened so far.
Oh, okay. Did you want me to go for this or?
Sure.
Okay. Well, like I said, I don't have my book with me, so I can't read off some of the names. So I'm going with MLB. They're going division by division. So of course they start with the AL East. First team, who I actually am a fan of what they've done. And it's the Blue Jays. So, the moves they made so far, Dylan Cease had, signed a 7-year deal. They signed, Tyler Rogers, Al's favorite because he's the
Yeah, I
submarine.
know they have. That's right.
Cody Punch, I think his name is, actually kind of interesting because, the reason, well, actually I'll get that to in a minute. And then, they signed a reliever named Case Lee. So yeah, any moves out of those you want to talk about or?
Well, shoot,
No, I mean,
he's getting busy, bro.
yeah, the Blue Jays are busy. They're
Oh, I'm
going.
sorry. And they also got, I forgot. They also got Akamoto
Oh
from the
yeah.
Japan League.
Yep.
Yep. He's the 29-year-old, by the way.
Yes.
Yep. They're gonna lose Bichette though. So we'll
Yeah.
have to see how that goes. But either way, yeah, they're going for it. They had a really good year last year. Obviously, got to the World Series, so they're reloading and going to give it another go, and they're going to be a problem. That's for sure.
Yes. Actually, the reason I want to say I like the Cody Punch or whatever his name is move is because this guy did make it into the major leagues, failed, and then
Did he go to Korea?
went. Yeah, and he found it. So now they're giving him a chance, which I think if you're a baseball fan, you kind of love to see a guy getting a second chance, right? Well,
Yeah.
you know,
Yep.
I love
so
that kind of
I like that. Like I said, I like the Taylor Rogers move because, he's a submarine arm. And also I can imagine the, Yasevich with his arm velocity for 8 innings and then Taylor Rogers closes it out. I think pitchers or hitters will have a very hard time because those are two different arm lengths.
Mhm.
Um,
And also,
big
Rogers is
time.
slow.
yeah,
Yep.
Rogers throws 100, and Rogers throws like 85.
yeah.
Yeah. And he breaks your
And
dirt.
I know people are hating on the Dylan Cease move. I like it. Here's the ways I'm going to tell you why. Listen to this stat, and it's amazing to have insane. Like people look at the ERAs with pitchers, but once you see this, you guys find out how good Dylan Cease is. So since 2020, so the last 5 years, has made all 32 starts and has struck out over 200 batters or more in the last 5 years.
Yeah, that's
Why
impressive.
would why wouldn't you not want a pitcher like that?
Yeah, I wasn't thrilled with the length. 7 years is a long time. Uh,
Yeah,
but other than that, yeah, I have no problem with it at all.
yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
So
he has his years here and there where his ERA blows up for some reason. Like last year it was 4.55, and 2 years ago it was 4.58.
Yeah, that's a bit
But
mhm,
much.
yeah, and that is too much. But uh, but I'm with Jordan on that stat. I mean, that is a remarkable consistency in this day and age of baseball. To have 5 straight seasons of 32 starts minimum, and over 200 strikeouts. So that's super. 7 years to any pitcher is scary because they're probably going to miss a whole year somewhere along the way. But I get it. That's free agency, and he's a very good pitcher. So yeah, I have no problem with it.
Yep.
He'll only be 36 when the deal is up, which isn't old anymore. And a couple other long-term deals this offseason took guys almost to 40. So you
Right.
got to feel a little better about it from that perspective, at least, right?
right. All right. Next team we got Baltimore. Again, another team who's been surprisingly really busy. But we have Pete Alonso, Ryan Helsley, Shane Baz, Taylor Ward, re-signed Zach Eflin, Andrew Curtage. They made a trade with the Cubs. Ledoy Tavers and Albert Suarez. So Baltimore has been busy this year.
Yeah. The Alonso signing wasn't surprising. We'll see how long he stays at the top of the game because he got 5 years.
Yeah,
Yes.
Yeah, that's why he didn't go back because a lot of the Mets and the other teams didn't want to give him that long. But the first couple years he should be fine at least, and they can, they're restocking as well, and the AL East is going to be very competitive.
yeah.
Yeah,
No,
these
yeah,
guys are active. I mean, they were working the phone, man. I mean, they were most of this was trade.
Yep.
The
yeah.
Shane Baz pickup was really interesting. The Taylor Ward pickup was really interesting. They gave up, what's the name of the pitcher they gave up in that trade, Jordan?
Grayson Rodriguez.
Thank you. We talked about that on a pod a month ago or so, and that was very interesting. I prefer the Angel side of that trade personally, but Taylor Ward had a heck of a year, so I get it. Getting Zach Eflin back on a relatively cheap deal, pretty nice. Yeah, I don't hate anything they did, honestly. I don't know if it's enough to get them back into contention, but I don't hate anything they did.
No, I agree. But it's like it's okay. Yeah, you had like one big move, which was Alonso, and the rest are kind of like small moves. But like if you look in the past, like small moves have actually helped out a lot of teams. Like look at the Blue Jays, though they made very small moves last year in the trade deadline, and they made it to the World Series for crying out loud.
Yep.
So like I'm interested, and also the other thing is like yeah, Ryan Helsley was bad with the Mets, but if you put him back in the closer role, this might actually be a steal because he even said, hey, I'm more comfortable closing games than I am as a setup man because I've never done it before. So, this might actually benefit them really, really well. And, I know Shane Baz and Eflin, like they're iffy, but, they also were hurt last year. So, hey, let's take a risk because maybe, hey, they were hurt last year, maybe they could be better this year. And because that's usually how it works. Like after an injury, a guy's usually great the next year. I think they're one pitcher short. And I know the rumor is that they're willing to go after, Suarez and Valdez. But we'll see. I mean, there's still plenty of off season to go. So we'll have to see if this is it or not.
Yeah, I think they need another arm. Interesting enough, I don't understand these odds, but I was just looking at World Series odds. First of all, Baltimore's only got the 16th best odds, right in the middle of the pack. And Toronto only has the 7th best odds. And the Yankees are number 2, and I don't know why. The Yankees are the odds to have the best odds to win the division and win the AL.
Interesting.
That is.
They're number 2. Dodgers obviously are number 1.
Yeah. Yep.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, that I would have bet on.
Weird.
Yeah. Interesting.
Right. Go to Tampa Bay.
Yeah, so Tampa, nothing big, but it's a Tampa thing, and for whatever reason, they'll sign these guys and still find a way to be good. But they got Steven Matz on a 2-year deal, Cedric Mullins. They got Jacob Melton, who was part of a 3-team deal that was with the Astros and the Pirates, which included them getting rid of Brendan Lau to go to Pittsburgh. And then they got Jake, they re-signed Jake Farley. And it doesn't say on here, but I also know they did make a trade with Detroit for, what's his name? Henry Malloy. I can't think of Jacob Henry Malloy, I think, who was another outfielder. So again, small moves, but that's Tampa Bay for you.
Yeah, like I said, they'll probably figure out a way to still be good. But I don't like them losing Lau or Low, whichever one he is.
Yeah. I think I do though like that Pittsburgh got him because now, it's not a big move, but hey, you know what?
He's a good player.
But Pittsburgh's also trying.
Yeah.
But
when did that sentence ever come out of anybody's mouth? It's the 70s.
Yeah. Well, and then they've added one more, but we'll get to that when we cross them in.
Cool.
Yeah.
All right. Oh, go ahead.
No, I was just saying that. Yeah, those are small moves. We could just move on if we're all good.
Yeah. Red Sox. Very interesting. Well, to me, I don't know about you guys. Very interesting and confusing offseason. But hey, we'll get to them. Sonny Gray with the Cardinals. Johan Ovadio, I think that's how you pronounce his last name, and Wilson Contreras. So everything has been a trade so far for the Red Sox.
Yeah, it's fascinating, isn't it?
Yeah. Well, the only reason I say confusing is because, Contreras is going to be the first baseman. So what are you doing with Casas now?
I think they've given up. Like it sounds like they have. They have moved off him, And because so far he's not proven, first of all, to be all that good, and second of all, that he's can stay healthy. I think they're maybe he's just insurance against his health or whatever, but I think they're kind of moving off of him. It looks like that anyway to me.
Yeah, probably. And then, yeah, I don't know. Like, I don't know what that trade's gonna do for them. It was kind of confusing.
Yeah, they really haven't done a whole lot, have they? I mean, there's a couple interesting things, but they didn't bring Bregman back so far, and he's still out there, right?
Yep.
Yeah. So
So
the
I heard
rumor
he's
right
going to the
now,
Cubs.
I heard Cubs. I also heard Detroit, but I also heard that the Red Sox gave him an offer, which he turned down last year from the Tigers, which I think is like 6 years, 165 million or something like that. I don't quote me on the money, but yeah, like
Went to everybody, Arizona, the Angels.
yeah, hell, well before they signed Nakamoto, the Blue Jays were interested on him. So yeah, I don't know. It's gonna be interesting. I mean, I don't know. We'll see, but I don't. I don't think it's enough. But then again, we said that last year with when they just signed Bregman and got rid of Devers, and for some reason they were great without Devers. So
Yeah, you never know.
Yeah, right. Exactly. Yeah. That was fascinating last year.
yeah. Um. Okay, so I guess we'll just move on to the Yankees. Unless you
Yeah.
want to wait for
No,
the Yankees.
we can do the Yankees because it's going to be really fast. They did nothing. Next.
Yeah. All right. Well, for the listeners who want to know what they did, uh, Ryan Yarbrough, Ahmed Rosario, Paul Blackburn, minor league deal with Paul DeYoung, and then this is always what you're going to hear, the screw up, which is Trent Grisham accept the qualifying offer.
Yeah, that was dumb. Um, yeah, there's nothing to talk about. Then they also get Rosario, you said. So they got a couple backup pieces, and they are depending basically on their rotation carrying them this year, and that's basically what they're going with the fact that Garrett Cole will be back, and you have Cole and what's his face,
But
and
Rodon,
Freed, Rodon, Cole. Uh, they
yeah,
probably have the best 1 through 5 in baseball. I will give them that. Is it enough? Hell no. And their offense is not going to be good,
but
and their bullpen sucks.
yeah, but here's the thing though. They were going to rush Cole for May, but then they're pushing him back until June. So it's Ryan Yarbrough and Paul Blackburn,
No,
who they
but
are
Blackburn
used,
stinks. But
who,
Yarbrough was actually really good last year.
yeah, so they are planning on using for that rotation. I don't even know, because like, again, you guys know as much as I do, Tommy John's very tricky. You could have it and be either really, really good, or you could be very, very bad. And to put all your, basically what
I heard
pennies
Cole's
in,
already thrown off a mound.
yeah, but they're still worried, so that's why they're pushing him until June.
Well, you push
And
until June. You got Rodon is also out, but don't forget we got the kid who I'm really excited about.
Oh yeah.
right, but
What's his name?
but then it got
Uh,
Yusevich, no Yusevich,
the Yankee guy. Oh my God, the guy who was awesome.
Schitzler or
Oh yeah,
whatever his name is.
Schlittler. Yeah,
Yeah,
Schlittler. He's going to be. To be honest, I'd put him at number 3 behind Cole and Freed, and I'd make Rodon number 4. Honestly,
yeah, I don't know. And then
I think he's the third best pitcher they have. But anyway, you go Freed, you go Schlittler 2, Rodon 3, and then you got Luis Heel still, another year removed from the Tommy John, so I'm expecting him to be better. And you still have Will Warren, you still have um, Yarborough, and you've got what's his face coming back too. Uh, Schmidt will be back later. He'll be back probably in like August. Maybe
Yeah.
he'll be in the bullpen or
But,
something. But you got
oh
plenty
yeah,
of
but,
the pitching staff, the starters, I think are fine.
yeah, but also it's going to be like what you always say. It's okay. The pitching's good, but only Aaron Judge is going to be hitting. Like,
He set the walk record last year for intentional walks. He's gonna reset it again this year.
Yeah.
yeah.
Why would you
Yeah,
pitch him?
because the other thing is too is that they're looking to trade Jazz
Yes.
because from what I've heard they believe they'll sign Bichette, but I doubt it. I think they're gonna trade Jazz, and then you're gonna miss out on Bichette and being like, oh well, it's the same Yankee thing. Oh well, they were close. I'm like, okay, then basically going with the same team and not really adding any like big name like Bellinger. I think it's
They're not.
I think
They're gonna
it's
go in with the same team without Bellinger and without Jazz.
yeah, and I I don't even think that would be good enough for second place, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
Because if Boston and Baltimore still make moves, I don't even think that would.
I've got to believe they're gonna do something. I got to believe they're not gonna go in like
Well,
this.
you never know, but well, the other thing is like they're looking into a trade, but they don't want to give up any of the big names in the minor league system. I mean, you're gonna have to do that eventually.
Yeah, they're gonna do something. I still believe they'll do something, and will it be enough? Probably not, but they'll do something. They're not going to go in like this. They're going to either get Bichette or get Bellinger, one or the other. I'm pretty confident they'll get one or the other. And that
Mm,
might be all they do. It might literally be just sign one of them and that's it.
yeah, and I don't think it will still be enough.
Yeah, I don't think so. I don't think so either, but they're not going to go in like this. They're going to get one more piece and maybe trade Jazz for something else that they need. That's a possibility, but I heard Marte from Arizona.
No, he just they're not trading him anymore.
Well,
Yeah, that just came out that they took him off the market. If you can
Yeah,
believe it. I mean, it sounded pretty solid, right, Jordan? Is
yeah,
that what
yeah.
okay.
I think the GM even like a week ago said I'm giving clubs one more week. Did nothing. He's staying. So
Okay.
all right. Well, the Yankees didn't do enough. They're probably not going to do enough. I think there's going to be one more deal. That's them, and let's move on.
all right.
We are going way
Guardians.
too slow, by the way. We've got to pick it up. Remember,
Yeah, we do.
there's a 90-minute time limit on these podcasts, and we are over an hour already.
Oh wow. Okay.
Well, we're not going to have much
Guardian.
to talk about with the Guardians.
Yeah. Guardians will bring in Jacob Giannis and John Means. Again, nothing really too.
I like John Means. I've always liked him, but he never pulls it all together. But go ahead. I don't know. I've always liked him.
He's
Yeah.
just been so dinged up for years now,
Yep.
I like him too.
Right. Yeah. Solid player. So we'll see.
Yeah.
Kansas City, Taylor Clark, Adam Frazier, Randall Grigic, Luke Maley, and MJ Melendez are their notable guys.
Isn't that a typical Kansas City offseason?
Yeah, pretty much.
Nothing really to get excited about. A couple of decent signings, and that's about it.
Oh, wait. I read the wrong one. Those are the free agents. Never mind. Scratch that. The acquisitions are Matt Strom, Lane
I want to talk about that one. Keep going.
Lane Thomas, Isaac Collins, Nick Mears, Cameron Meisner, and Alex Lang.
So still not much to talk about there, but except for what Al has to say. Go ahead.
Yeah, so the Royals took advantage of a Phillies salary dump because the Phillies had to. I guess they're trying to reach whatever level of money they're trying to reach. They dumped Matt Strand, who's been one of the better middle toward back end relievers in baseball for the last 2 or 3 years. The last 2 years for sure. They just dumped him in a salary dump for a guy who is let me find. Yeah, they got a guy named Jonathan Bolin. Either of you ever heard of Jonathan Bolin? Because I'm sure you've heard of Matt Stram.
Yep, I've not heard of him, and I have heard of Stram.
Yeah, man. Now, Bolin, let me find his stats real quick if I can. Here we go. So Bolin makes 1/10 of what Matt Stram makes, and that's the whole reason for the trade. He wasn't horrendous this year. He had a 3.86 ERA, 1.21 WHIP. But he's no Matt Stram, and prior to that, he doesn't have much of a track record, and he's 28 years old, so it's not like you were trading down much in age either. So, I mean, Stram is in his early 30s, so it was but this was just a pure, find the best they could in a salary dump, and it wasn't an exciting return.
Yep.
Disappointed. I'm a big Matt Stram guy.
Right. Also, for any listeners, I don't know if you guys heard it. Sorry about the noise in the background. I do apologize.
No worries. No worries. Who's next? Detroit?
Yes. So Detroit, actually, I think made some decent moves. I don't think it's enough though, which is typical Detroit. But re-signed Gleyber Torres, which I liked. I think he fit there very well. Signed Kenley Jansen to a 1-year deal. Kyle Finnegan re-signed on a 2-year deal. And then they picked up Drew Anderson.
Who's going to close there?
Kenley Jansen.
Why wouldn't Finnegan? Finnegan was better than him last year. Well, not, I don't know. I consider Finnegan better than him.
Kenley had a 2.59 ERA and a 0.9 WHIP.
Yeah. I still think Finnegan's better than him.
Screw your evidence and actual stats.
Stop coming at me with all your facts.
That's awesome.
I don't know. In my mind, Jansen's been old for 10 years, and I'm thinking the wheels are going to fall off at any time. And so
right. I get that.
I wouldn't,
he just keeps performing, which is crazy.
Yeah, he keeps going, but he did fall off for a little while where he was really bad for like 2 or 3 years in a row. And I thought that was it. And to his credit, he rebounded a little bit, but I think that cliff is coming, and I'd much rather just go with Finnegan over him because it's not like Finnegan stinks. He's a pretty good closer.
I don't think Finnegan will be the closer. I think Kenley Jansen's 24 away from 500.
Right. I wouldn't. I know they're going to go in with Jansen as the closer. I'm just saying I would prefer Finnegan.
Yeah, I dig that.
Yeah, makes sense. Okay, Minnesota, we don't got to talk about, but Josh Bell, Eric Wangman, and Orlando Arcia. So those are those moves. Chicago actually surprised people. Anthony Kay, again, same with Toronto. Left MLB to refine himself to Korea, so they're giving him a shot. Sean Newcomb, Jared Clinic, and they got the other Japanese guy, Murakami.
Yes.
So very interesting with the White Sox. Kind of like to see that they're going.
They got Murakami on the cheap, and surprisingly so. So I can't wait to see what that guy is in baseball because I can't. Why would you want to go to the White Sox? My goodness, it must have been a significant amount of money compared to the next best offer, I would think, because you're going to the worst team, one of the worst teams in baseball. So that was fascinating signing to me.
Yeah, but also it was also on his last day where he was available. So
yeah, well that makes sense. Yeah, that's okay.
Yeah.
Well, that's when you start looking at the White Sox.
Yeah. All right. Now we're in the AL East or West.
Real quick, when Kyle Finnegan went over to Detroit last year, his ERA was 1.50.
Wow.
Oh yeah. Prior to that, it was in the high fours.
Yeah. Prior to that, it was 4.3. So he balanced out to like a 3, but the 1.5 when he got to Detroit, it was over 16 games, and he had 24 saves on the year. I don't know. I maybe it's just a bias that I have another player that for no reason I just kind of like.
Yeah. Like, he is good, but listen, Kenley has been a closer and nothing but a closer for like 20 years. So, if you sign Kenley Jansen, it's going to be the closer, and that's that. And the other big stat that is going to make him be the guy, obviously, is that he has roughly 460 more saves than him.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
But I know what you're saying. I know what you're saying about
I
that
still
Cliff
think the
coming, and I
clip
do
is
like
coming, and
Finnegan
I
in
bet
there.
you by the end of the year, Kyle Finnegan is the closer.
Interesting. I'll take that bet.
Awesome. Hopefully, we'll remember this to revisit it.
I love it. That's awesome. Yeah. That's cool.
Okay.
All right. No, you're good. AL West, the Angels, we talked about the Grayson Rodriguez trade. They signed Kirby Yates, Alex Manoah, Vaughn Grisham, with a trade with the Red Sox. They also got Jude Pomeranz and, Jordan Romano.
Good luck with that.
Can we also agree that Kirby Yates has fallen off the cliff?
Yeah,
Yes.
100% correct.
And,
so Alex Manoah fell off the brief peak he reached 3-4 years ago now, a long time ago.
He's
And
also like
that's
400 pounds now, isn't he?
Say again?
Isn't he like 400 pounds now?
Oh, is he? I didn't even know that.
Well, either way, he was a big boy anyway. He was high twos when he was a rookie.
Yeah, he was always huge.
Oh, and then, it's not a signing or anything, but they also, bought out, Anthony Rendon, so he's no longer on the team.
Well,
Yeah.
was he ever really even there?
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. But this is also a speculate, and I'll try to make this quick because I know we have the 90 limit, but it's also they're saying that they're now in play, which I would like, just because I'm a fan of Mike Trout, and I think this will be the beginning of trying to get him back in the playoffs. But they might be interested in trading for Arenado.
Really?
Yeah, because Nolan
Is
Arenado
he on the,
did say he would accept a trade to the Angels if possible. So maybe it'll be the beginning of the end. Maybe they'll get him and try to compete.
Oh,
Speaking of cliffs.
I thought you said Aaron Nola. You said Arenado?
Yeah, it was Arenado.
Oh, okay.
I would have loved if they were talking about trading for Aaron Nola.
Yeah.
Not this year, next year when he's back on his every other year sucking thing.
Right. Arenado, though, yeah, he's kind of right there approaching that cliff, I think. Or he might already be over it. But he's still a
Well,
great
he's good.
fielder.
Yeah. But do got I think 3 years left. So I mean, we'll see. Arenado, maybe this will, like I said, that trade, and maybe they could go back into being a contender. You never know.
Well, it'd be nice to have him behind Trout or protect Trout a little bit.
Yeah,
If you wanted to take a guess without looking what Nolan Arenado's OPS was last year?
It was horrendous. Right? It was really
It was
bad.
the OPS of the beast, 666.
Yeah, that's horrible. That's not even a 700.
Right.
He had 12. Yeah. He batted 237 with 12 homers. He is over that cliff. He's over that.
Yeah. He's young enough that maybe there's a bounce back in him, maybe, but I don't know, man. I don't know. It's been this has been heading down for a little. He had an 891 OPS in 22, then 774, then 719, and then 666. So all signs are pointing towards yeah. But I'm just interested in the part of this story that the Angels might actually be trying to become contenders again, which would be fascinating, even if they can't. I have a hard time seeing them pull it off, but if the fact that they're making noise like that is kind of interesting. That's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All
Sorry,
right.
I lost my spot.
We were on the Angels.
Okay. Astros, Mike Burrows, who we talked about that was part of a 3-team deal. They got Nick Allen in the trade with Braves, which they give up Dubois, Ryan West, and then they signed Tatsui Imai.
Yeah,
I can't wait to see what this guy is in MLB. I mean, he was a monster in Japan.
Yeah, his numbers are crazy.
Yeah.
But here's the thing, and the reason I don't like this contract is because now it's a bad contract for the Astros because they gave him an opt out every single year. So basically, you could get this guy for a rental for all they know.
Yeah.
It is. Yeah, there must have been something about, because he was a highly sought after guy and he had a lot of leverage. So maybe that's the kind of contract he was only willing to sign. I don't know. But
Yeah.
he's the
But
most interesting of all these guys this year to me. And there's a few interesting ones for sure. But I can't wait to see what he is in baseball because, I mean, this dude had a 1.92 ERA and 178 strikeouts in less innings than that last year. So he's a fascinating dude. I can't wait to see what he is.
yeah, I agree. Yeah. All right. The Athletics, don't really need to talk about them that much.
Did you hear Did you hear they don't have the copyright for their name because somebody else bought it?
I did. That's hilarious.
Oh yeah, I heard that too. Yeah.
Some
Yeah.
rando guy just when they moved to Las Vegas, he took out the trademarks for Las Vegas Athletics and Vegas Athletics, and they can't use either one.
That is so funny, man. That is
Well, they're
so
gonna
funny.
just buy him out, but how smart was he to do that?
Yeah, that was a great move.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because they're gonna have to pay him a lot of money to get it.
And how are we talking? And like every lawyer that ever worked for the Athletics should be fired in arrears or whatever because how are we talking about this in 2026? The Athletics have been around since 1900.
Yeah. How were they slow to get the trademarks? And so
Is there
slow
any
that
other
they had to let
MLB
somebody
team?
else go.
This made me wonder: is there any other MLB team that doesn't have their name trademarked? Because that's crazy to me.
No,
Well, no,
it's
I think they had the name trademarked, but they had the Oakland Athletics trademarked, not the Vegas, and they were slow to get the Vegas trademark done.
That's so crazy,
Because
man.
last
Every
year,
lawyer.
remember, they weren't the Sacramento Athletics; they were just the Athletics. They didn't have a city.
And the whole time they're pointing towards moving to Vegas. Their entire everybody that works in their law department right now should be fired.
I totally agree.
It's
How are
crazy.
you
It's
slow
insane.
getting that when you know you're going to Vegas and you don't trademark the name yet?
Yeah,
yeah,
it's absolutely insane.
I agree.
Good on him, though.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Yeah, no, I agree. Smart move.
Yeah.
But for them, signed Mark Leiter Jr. and they made a trade to get Jeff McNeil.
Yeah, goodbye for both of them from New York.
Well, they solved
Yeah.
all their problems getting a deal.
Yeah, and the bullpen's solidified now with Jack Leiter Jr.
Yeah.
Boy, does he suck. I was not a fan of him because the Yankees used him way too often in way too high leverage spots, and he just blew it over and over and over.
Don't you mean Mark?
What?
Don't you mean Mark? You said Jack.
Oh yeah.
Jack, I always say Jack. I said it on my podcast a bunch of times too. Mark
Well, it's
Leiter
because
Jr.
you were thinking of the song "Hit the Road, Jack."
Right.
Yeah.
Wasn't there a Jack Leiter as well?
Yeah, he pitches for the Rangers. He's Al Leiner's son.
Okay. I
Yeah.
was getting confused, him and Mark. But either way, the one who was on the Yankees was Mark, right? I believe, yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, and he sucked. He was terrible.
Yes. We can all agree on that.
All right, we are
Yeah.
going too slow. Sorry. Go ahead and go on, Jordan.
No, you're good. Mariners, big move. They re-signed Josh Naylor. They made a trade with Nationals for Jose Fuhrer, whatever his name is. Signed Rob Reefschneider. That's a name. That's a blast from the past. Holy shit. Sorry. And then Andrew Kinsler. They signed for a 1-year deal.
All right.
Nothing too exciting. I mean, the Josh Naylor thing was a big deal, actually, and then everything else just little pieces.
Yeah.
All right, Jordan.
So the Ranger.
Use your discretion in terms of who you give us. We don't need the minor league players from a trade. Only for time purposes.
Okay. So like just talk about the big guys?
Yeah.
Is that what you want to do?
Highlights.
Okay. All right. Rangers.
We got 10 minutes.
Okay, I'll try to go fast. Rangers, big one. Brandon Nimmo trade. They got rid of Marcus Simeon.
Yep.
So, and then you got the rest of the moves. If you want to look that up. Where we on? Braves. Kind of big moves. Two highlights. Resign Raisel Iglesias. And then got Robert Suarez on a 3-year deal who agreed to be the setup man.
Crazy.
Monster backhand all of a sudden.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're going to be good in the 8th and 9th.
They sure are.
Yeah, 100%. Marlins, the big move about that, they traded away Edward Cabrera and got Owen Cassie from the Cubs, which I find shocking that the Cubs even trade him. Because he was a number one guy.
Yep.
Fascinating. Yeah, he was their number one prospect. Yep.
Yep. If you're a Mets fan, cover your ears. We discussed the Marcus Simeon thing, and then they went on a Yankee spree by signing Devin Williams, Luke Weaver, and then they also signed Jorge Polanco.
And that's it. And they lost Alonso, McNeil. They lost the whole 4.
Edwin Diaz.
Yeah.
Yeah, Washington, we don't need to talk about them. Al's Phillies, big one, re-signed Schwarber. They also got Brad Keller and Adolis Garcia.
Yeah, Garcia's. I mean, they are trying desperately to get rid of Castellanos, and the Adolis Garcia trade pretty much solidified that that's going to get done one way or the other. Or the signing. Did I say trade? The Adolis Garcia signing. The thing is, they're almost the same guy at this point in their career offensively. But the thing that I like about the taking a shot on Garcia is he's 5,000 times better in the field than Castellanos, who should be a DH if he's even playing full time.
Yep.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. Other than that, I'm psyched they got Schwarber back. He's one of the guys I was talking about. A 5-year deal that will take him, I believe, to 39 years old, I think is what it is. So they're going to have Harper, Schwarber, Trey Turner, all signed till almost roughly 40 years old.
Yeah.
It's going to be an interesting 2030 season in Philly.
And they are, I know we're on time, but I do want to bring this out. They're going to have their second meeting with Bo Bichette on Monday. So that's going to be interesting.
That's really interesting because they're going to have to make him a third baseman, and he's already a defense is his weakness. So if they sign him, they're moving him right out of position too. So that's a fascinating concept. I'm intrigued by that for sure.
Right. All right, the Brewers, big move, re-signed Brendan Woodruff. Cardinals, we don't need to talk about the Cardinals. The Cubs, we mentioned the Edward Cabrera, that trade was yesterday. They also got Imanaga. Hunter Harvey. And that's it. The Pirates, like I mentioned, the Brendan Lowe. Oh, they signed Ryan O'Hearn to a 2-year deal.
Right. Yeah, so, that was the other guy.
So that's very interesting. Also, that's the first time they signed a hitter for a multi-year deal since 2015.
That's crazy.
That's incredible.
So
incredible.
How about the Reds? Anything from the Reds? Oh, they got JJ Belende. Decent guy, decent outfielder, so nothing bad. Diamondbacks brought back Miro Kelly after trading him. So
yeah, that was interesting.
Yeah, good for them. The defending champ Dodgers, who by now this time last year made like 10 moves, but they only made 2. Brought back Miguel Rojas, and we said they needed a bullpen, and they got him. They got Edwin Diaz on a 3-year deal. So
They got their bullpen.
they did get their bullpen guy. Giants. Anyone talk about the Giants? No, not really. I guess the acquisition, their manager used to be a college baseball coach. So we'll see how that
Yeah,
works.
that's fascinating. That's going to be an interesting story.
Yeah. Padres re-signed Michael King, which again is what we talked about earlier. We haven't heard about the Padres with Michael King. I heard Baltimore, Yankees, Red Sox, and he went back to San Diego. So happy for him.
Yeah.
And then the Rockies. I know we don't got to talk about it, but I think we have to because they made a move. Signed Michael Lorenzen. So
Well,
they got
sign
a
him up
pitcher.
for 95 wins.
So
Michael Lorenzen just signed up to raise his already mediocre ERA a run and a half.
So yeah, that's all the move.
Awesome. Yeah, there's been lots of stuff, and lots of stuff still to come. You know, the list of available free agents is pretty big too. So yeah, well,
So we got Bellinger, Tucker, and Bregman and Bichette. Who's other big name? Any other big names besides those 4?
Robert Suarez.
Did he get signed?
Didn't he just sign with the Braves?
Not Robert Suarez, Ranger Suarez. I always do that. I always say Robert for some reason.
Yeah.
Ranger Suarez. Valdez. I think that's it. I feel like there's more, but I don't know.
Oh wait, I had a list pulled up. I have it right here.
You know what, Al? I had the same list and then I closed it, so that's why I'm confused.
Yeah. I thought I closed it, so I started frantically trying to pull it up again, and then I realized I had it sitting right in my face. Here we go. Available free agents. Let's see. Jordan Montgomery.
Oh, God.
No, he's not really good anymore.
Yeah, JT Realmuto is, by far the best catcher on the market, but he's hanging onto that cliff.
Yep.
Yeah.
Starling Marte, speaking of cliffs. Lucas Giolito is semi-interesting, but he's one of those guys who just waiting to reach his prime.
He's not big, but also Zach Gallen.
Oh, yeah. I like Zach Gallen. He's pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot of mid-level dudes out here. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But nothing jumping off the page like those first 4 guys.
All right. Well, it looks to me like we've finished just at the nick of time. Thanks to Jordan for going over all that and speeding it up as the time crunch started. But I think we got all the pertinent information out there to the listeners. If you guys have anything else to add?
Oh, no. I mean, I think we covered it pretty well, and I'm just curious to see where everything is 2 months from now,
Yeah, I was just going to say, let's reconvene maybe in 6 weeks.
Oh, yeah, that sounds good.
Okay.
We'll like the end of February, and hopefully by then we'll be, all the free agents will sign, and we can talk about heading into the season.
Okay. Yeah, that sounds good.
Perfect. That sounds great.
All right. Sounds good. So, guys, look out for that podcast coming out there. And then after that, we'll probably do one more before the season in terms of predictions and stuff like that and what we think is going to happen in 2026. But that's going to do it. Thank you for